You've been feeling it, haven't you? That quiet ache, the heaviness, the knowing that something needs to shift, but you're not sure how? You don't need to figure it all out. You just need a space to release, realign, and remember who you are. I'm Jennifer Pilates, and I invite you to join me for Reiki Moon Magic Distant Healing, a sacred healing experience that goes far beyond Reiki. This is a transformational energy work that cleanses the emotional clutter, clears energetic blocks, and realigns your entire being, body, mind, and spirit. Held under the sacred light of the moon, you'll enter a deeply nourishing frequency where healing happens on every level. If you've been carrying too much, if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Your healing, your release, your return to light. Reserve your space for the next Reiki Moon Magic Distant Healing at jenniferpilates.com. Come as you are, leave, transformed and empowered, body, mind, and spirit. Welcome to Empowered Within, a soul-quenching, transformational podcast that will set your soul on fire through candid and inspiring conversations. Leading experts, celebrities, healers, and I share our journeys of how we've overcome challenges to living an empowered life from within. I'm your host, Jennifer Pilates. Welcome to another episode of Empowered Within. Well, hello there, and welcome back to today's episode. I am so excited to have with us today's guest, Dr. Hank. Dr. Hank is a mental scientist and channels with the divine intelligence, which you know I cannot wait to dive into. He loves helping others become their greatest possibility, and he is the author of 24 books on becoming empowered. So what better of a man to have with us today? Welcome to the show, Dr. Hank.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. And it's just amazing what you do and for the world and empowered within, helping everybody know there's a kingdom within us that we can be, do, and have everything we desire.
Absolutely. We are so in alignment. I can just feel all of the bells chirping now around us. Tell me, Dr. Hank, because you have an incredible story. When I was reading about you, it so touched me. Yeah. So will you share how you were coined the walking miracle?
Yeah. It's an amazing story, a miraculous story. And it happened about 10 years ago. And I was driving down the road, and an 18-wheeler was towing an 18-wheeler in the left lane. And they were going slower than the speed limit, and I passed them on the right. And this 18-wheeler went and got out of control, the one being towed, and slammed into my car and totaled my car and totaled me and my body. In fact, I have a picture here. If you're watching the audio, there the car is.
Oh my gosh. We should give notation. So what kind of car was it that you actually are still living from?
It actually was that was a Ford and a four-door kind of SUV type. Mm-hmm. And here I am in the hospital smiling. Actually, all my teeth were out there. They were all loose, and my arm broken. But the main thing was that when I woke, that they basically told me, the doctor said that I was paralyzed from my waist down and that I'd never walk again. And I have, being a mental scientist, I'm also an ordained minister because I wanted to understand how God played into with our mind. And I've been blessed to understand that. And so I realized that was simply what I didn't want. And that is them telling me I can't walk and I knew ever again, and no surgery could help, et cetera, they said. And so I simply said, well, to myself, not to them, they tried to talk me out of it. I said, that's what I don't want. And what do I want? And so I would just breathe deeply. And this power of the breath, as I know you've done some of your podcasts with breath and just how amazing the breath. In fact, in the Bible, the word spirit actually means breath. And it's the fastest way for us to connect to our higher power. And so I would breathe in deeply, just imagining me walking again and enjoying. And it was so breath after breath, moment after moment, day after day, month after month. And in about a year, I felt a little movement in my little right toe. because I know that whatever we focus our attention on grows. So I continue to just focus my attention on that little bit of energy there that was in my toe. And it started growing up my leg, across my waist, down my leg. And I love doing this, that I can stand. And
And
I
he's
love doing
standing.
and I love doing the turnaround. I mean, it's miraculous on how many things need to be done for us to walk or to turn around like that in a circle.
Right.
And so people here, Jennifer, call me the walking miracle. But what's beautiful is we're all walking miracles, and we all have the power to be able to be, do, and have what we desire.
I love that. This is just such an incredible story. And I really enjoy that you touched on the breath because I wanted to ask
Mhm.
you about that.
Yeah.
You talk about three breaths that can raise your point of attraction. And I would love if
Yes.
you'd share a little bit about that.
Well, they're going to be fun, and you're all going to be laughing with this, and that you're going to have fun with this. In fact, we're all going to have fun with this entire time together. And it's I so appreciate all of you, and I've called in all our angels, and so we got everybody, around us. But the first type of breath that I help people with to be able to calm ourselves, and the meek inherit the earth. And when I was a kid, I thought, I don't want to be meek, no backbone, whatever. I want to be rough, tough, whatever. But the meek is those that are quiet and still, and be still and know that I am God. And so a way to do that is through breathing and 5 seconds in. And so I'm going to demonstrate every one of
Okay.
them. And so the first one, and if we all just close our eyes, it's easier to go within, and just breathing in 5 seconds and release, and just let go and just allow relaxation to flow down your body. Now, because of us being on this podcast, that the best way to really get connected, it takes 6 of those breaths, because it takes about a minute for we kind of have a buffer period before it's actually manifested, if you will. So for us to connect best is to be able to do that 6 times. So 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, do it 6 times. That's 1 minute. And you will be connected with your higher power and with the divine. And the second breath, and this is really fun, and you'll see, like, if you have a headache, this will help you with the headache, but it'll also raise your vibration. We all have a vibrational set point based on how many allowing good feeling thoughts we have versus how many disallowing unwanted thoughts that we have, and the average of that is our vibrational set point. And wherever our vibration is, this is where how close we are, if you will, to the universe, to the divine. And the higher that we are up, that the more we will attract, the power of attraction, that the law of attraction, that we will attract. And so, and the higher you are, the more you'll attract what you want versus what you don't want. And so, of the fun way of doing that, and I would say probably just watch me do it and you'll see what it is. But it's breathing in very quickly. And if you want to try to join me with me, it's and yep. And now we're going to do it 30 for 30 seconds.
Okay.
And that you'll start floating up. And so ready?
Ready.
Oh,
You're
and
so
now,
light and high.
ooh, and if you
Ooh.
want to, and be careful on this, but stand up and
Yeah, yeah.
ooh,
Ooh.
and just feel the divine floating right in
Mm.
you and swirling around you. It's just magnificent. So that's the way to again to be aligned with God, the five deep breaths, and to be at one with all that is. That, and see, it's this easy. People say, "Oh, this is all hard." Well, if you say it's hard, it will be. We get whatever we say, and so don't be saying it's hard, or I'm smart or whatever. We're all smart. Again, we're all walking miracles, and that deep breathing, that'll actually raise your vibration. It'll also do things to you chemically and within your body to get rid of headaches or whatever. I've helped people overcome cancer through that, and the way they think about that without chemotherapy. MS patient, 30 years in a walker, and she walked across the room, and you typically MS, you never could walk upstairs, and she walked upstairs. Now, this last one is really something that people have. When I do with people, it really helps them, but it sounds really funny. And so the act of doing this. And so what it is, if you have something, and we all have some stuff in us, the kingdom within us, and you want to get rid of it, okay? You want to get rid of these ugly thoughts and think bad things about people or yourself, and you want to be free, or you want to be happy. And the way to do that is, and again, I'm kind of backing up here a little, that the way to do this. So I will do this, and then we'll do it together again. But you breathe in, and then you breathe out with all your might, just everything out of you. Okay, so it's breathing in.
Love it. Just releasing everything.
Oh my God. It just releases it. And it releases you. See, with the mind, body, and spirit, and all three are together. And our spirit is our breath, but it's also our emotions and our feelings. And so that's what spirit is in a more practical sense, if you will. And we can get into a little bit later on how our feelings, God actually communicates, and divine communicates with our feelings. When we feel bad, it means we're not thinking this way the divine is, and when we feel good, we are. So we've had our own guidance system all along. We just didn't know that it was a guidance system. And so do you want to try to do that breathing exercise?
I think we should do it. And I really hope that everyone will jump over to YouTube and watch this, because even me just watching us, it's hysterical.
Yes.
But I love this because I had done it with you prior, not like this in video. And so when you think about it, I just want to say this first. So the first breath is connecting us, God, spirit, universe. Second breath is really raising the vibration with our higher self, highest timeline. And the third breath is just releasing, I would call it like the 3D ick, the density within the body. So now you're clear seeing, you're clear hearing, you're clear aligned and in tune, so you can receive the messages that you're supposed to receive, which we'll get into this after we do what we're about to do, but that dives us into the divine intelligence.
You're our little angel. You're our little angel.
I'm so excited. I've been so excited waiting for this for us today. So
then just really let it out, and don't give a hoot about the God of other people's opinion or whatever. That everybody just get into this. You'll feel so good. So breathe in.
Yeah.
And then.
I love it. Just get it all out.
Woo!
I love it. So high as a kite. I love it. So to me, I would think this is a great thing to do anytime, but definitely this is a different road to take for someone who maybe doesn't like to meditate in a traditional way, but wants to align before journaling, before maybe going for a walk, before you're confused. You just feel like earlier today, I felt out of alignment. I got outside, I grounded, I went for a quick swim, and okay, now I'm back in my body. And is this something, using your 3 breaths to raise your point of attraction, your suggested way to cleanse, to clear, and then to begin your attraction for your manifesting? What if I told you healing could be activated with light? Not a pill, not a product, but a frequency, awakening your body's natural ability to regenerate, restore, and rise with vitality. Hi, I'm Jennifer Pilates, and I've seen firsthand how light therapy patches are helping people all over the world reduce pain, calm inflammation, increase collagen, improve energy, and so much more. These non-invasive patches use the power of phototherapy to signal your body back into balance. No chemicals, no side effects, just light. If you've been feeling depleted, foggy, inflamed, or if you simply want to feel more vibrant from the inside out, this might be what your body's been asking for. I've personally experienced the difference having worn light therapy patches for the past 15 years. I've shared them with clients, my community, and my team. Curious? Head over to jenniferpilates.com to learn more or to reach out for a personalized consultation. Your body remembers how to heal. Light just helps it remember faster. Head over to jenniferpilates.com today to learn more.
Absolutely. And to be clear that like on that last one, that's when, something's really bothering you, just feel bogged down. You want to start a new life. You want to see life differently. You want to get all that, as you call dense. Yeah, it's this dense, within you that, see, we want to be light as a feather. And we want to enjoy that. We were all intended to skip down our magical but golden path and just get the low-hanging fruit of what we desire. But because of our upbringing, because of what people have told us, in fact, to get into the mind a little and to understand the dynamics of what has happened, is that we have 60,000 thoughts a day, Jennifer. And out of those 60,000 thoughts, about 80% of those thoughts, are unwanted, or what most people would call negative. Okay. And we only have 20. So, and you get whatever you ask for. There is no power working against you or saying, hey, you shouldn't be this way. You're thinking about what you don't want. We each have the freedom to create our life's experience. And so if we're thinking 80% of the time on, oh, there's traffic and I don't like this, I don't have enough money in my bank or whatever, that you will. And see, people, they say, Dr. Hank, why don't you face reality? And so to give that answer on how I respond back, that science has proven that for us to have any of our dreams, it all starts with our thought. And our thought creates energy, proven by the scientists, creates energy, which is actually our emotions, creates energy that then creates what the scientists say matter, matter. This is why thoughts become things. So what have most people done is they look at the things, they look at where their life is, how the people have been, how their job is, where their money is, whatever. And they say, oh, this is how it is. And they keep on thinking about this is how it is. Well, if you keep on thinking that this is how it is. But if you start thinking differently, regardless of what is going on in your life, that you literally will change the outcome of your life. So when people say, why don't you create reality? And why don't you face reality? I say to them, I create reality. Mm-hmm. And so it is my thoughts that I currently have. So people say, oh, you're like an ostrich with your head in the sand. Oh, no, I'm facing life. Fear is two acronyms for fear: false evidence appearing real, proven by actually the insurance company because they wanted to know why people were dying. And so they call it life insurance. It's really death insurance, if you will. And they found out that most people, the majority of people were dying from heart disease. And they wanted to find out what heart disease, and they realized it was from stress. And they looked at stress. And what stress came from was what was in our head on fear. But they found out 93% of the stuff that we were fearing never even happens to us. Okay. Mm-hmm. So for us to be able to realize I have the power to change the way that I think, that will change the results that I have. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I love it and I'm all about it and I'm all about trying to do it. And it's funny because even in my head, I was like, oh, where have you been doing that recently? Because it's sort of like you have to pay attention and catch yourself. It's a muscle that you need to work because, myself or even someone out there's going, well, I've been saying, where's the $1.2 million or visualizing that in my money market account and it's not there. yet. And those are key words. I just say yet, it's coming. It's on its way.
Yeah.
It's just rerouting
Yeah.
itself here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
For those though that really struggle, and there are
Mhm.
days that even I really struggle, what do
Sure.
you say to that person to say, just because you don't see it in the now doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean it isn't on its way?
You bet, you bet. And so this is one of the things that actually prevents us from having things because we have the doubt, okay? And that doubt is the opposite of doubt is faith. And so the easiest way to look at this is, and so I like you, the whole universe is energy. Again, this has been proven that we are different from like the animals in that we have the ability to be able to think and create and mold the energy that creates worlds into our own experience. And so, for example, that mankind that has walked before us has asked for seven major things, and God has answered. The universe has answered. This divine energy has answered and given us seven archangels, which I channel with and get answers and solutions for myself and others. And these energies we can call upon. And so I like using angels when I ask for $1.2 million. I know it's already happening. My angels are out gathering my goodies.
I love it. Okay, so
And
and I
so,
oh, I
yeah,
love that you
mhm,
brought in the archangels. I want to like weave it all in for everyone. So
yeah.
tell me, how do you call in the archangels that you work with?
Yeah, yeah. The beauty is all this is easy. Ask and you shall receive. You simply invite them in. So Archangel Michael, when I was being ordained, there was a small little church and with about 20 really spiritual people that were in the audience. I was being ordained as an ordained minister. And again, I wanted to understand on how the mind and then God, where did God, fit into this? And now I understand, and I'm blessed to understand that. And when I was being ordained, I could feel the presence. And the thought came to me of Archangel Michael. And I could see blue because he is a blue light energy and angel dust. And the light for our mind, the energy for our spirit, our emotions, and the angel dust for our bodies. And I could feel his presence. And after I was ordained, that these 20 spiritual people came to, give their love to me and congratulate me. And one person said, "Oh, it was so divine having Archangel Michael here with us." And I went, "Oh, this is so cool." I knew he was with me, and I didn't really understand at that time. I didn't have a relationship with Archangel Michael. And I said, "Yeah." And then a few more people came by, and another person said, "Oh, we just love that Archangel Michael came to your ordination. That is so wonderful and beautiful." And that started my relationship with Archangel Michael, who then introduced me to the six other archangels. The beauty is, all we have to do is ask. Michael considered Mikey considered, and they got a sense of humor. You just told me to say that because they're all just loving and they're playful and they're fun and that they're here to help us, to guide us. But he is the master at manifesting. And so he helps me and you if you ask for it, and all of us that I want to be a master of manifesting. And then you will see. And it's just one thought after the next thought. The next step, it's just the next step. So know that, have faith, believe, and know that when you ask for 1.2 million or better health or whatever you want, that just because you're not seeing it with your eyes right now, know that these energies, as long as you don't say, "Oh, gee, they're not here yet," because then you split your energy. You were saying, "Come here," and they are. They're gathering up. Everything is there. So if I say it's coming, you'll be saying that the rest of eternity. It's coming. So it's here now. And then I've asked for it, and everything is flowing. Now they're gathering up my goodies. So when we realize that, I don't have to see anything. It is this faith of knowing, because see, really, who does the work here? It's like all we do is the thoughts. You can't see the thoughts. Okay. And those thoughts go to the divine. What every moment of every day, it's not when you're at mass or church or whatever, you're on your knees or whatever praying. Your prayer is every moment of what you're thinking. And the cool thing is, Jennifer, is you actually don't have to work hard at this, and you don't even have to monitor your thoughts. All you need to do is monitor your feelings. Because that when I'm thinking a thought, if I just pay attention now more and more to how do I feel, that if you feel bad, then think to yourself, what am I thinking about? Oh, wow, the committee. And we haven't talked about the committee, that 80% of unwanted negative thoughts. Imagine it like a committee in our head. And we built it. It's beautiful mahogany table, beautiful leather executive chairs on it. And it's fear and it's worry and doubt and complaining and shame and guilt and all these characters and anger. And then the head of the committee is the judge. And this committee is, if you use very religious terms, it's the devil. But the beauty is we don't have to listen to the committee anymore. We don't have to listen to, oh, my right knee hurt. If I focus on my right knee hurting, that hell, pretty soon my left knee will hurt. That instead, I'm going to look at my left knee and say, I love that my left knee feels so good. And that energy will make you feel good. I love that I'm getting healthier and better. And if you just keep it more general, the other thing is like, I personally don't think you should, say, hey, I won 1.2 million. Instead, I want more easy money. One of my books is called, and a program called Easy Money, Easy Life. And what it is, there's a magical sense in there that guaranteed within 3 weeks that you'll get more money. And see, it's just a matter of asking for more. I want more money. I want it to be better, my health to be better. And because we do the asking, the Father does the work, this energy does the work, we direct this energy, and then we get to receive. So the scientists said it was 3 steps to create everything you want, but that's not true. It's 5, but we only need to do 2. The first step, just like the scientists, it all starts with our thought. So start thinking thoughts of what you want. In fact, I have what's called a joy shop that I will offer to you and your beautiful people that are listening there. And for $5, and the only reason why I charge is because you got to have some skin into it, because otherwise you won't think it's worth it. So I'll do $5, but you can contact me and get my cell phone number, and I think you have it there or whatever. But it literally will help you improve your thinking every day. And in the morning, when you do this joy shop and read this information, these good feeling thoughts, and write down these 3 things, it'll literally change your life. So step 1 is my all-powerful thought. And I just gave you a solution to have your thought more about what you do want. Step 2, automatically it goes into your feelings. Your thoughts create emotion. And that emotion is your signal. So you actually communicate to the divine through your emotions, because that's the truth. Your English, I want more money. If you say that, you're actually feeling, I don't have enough money. And that signal's going to the divine, to God, to all that is the universe. And they will give you more, not enough money. And even though I said, oh, it didn't work, I've been asking for money, it's not, no, you haven't. So these feelings in step 2, that is your signal, your emotions that go to the divine. And in step 3, the divine instantly receives your prayer, your thoughts, your message, your asking, and instantly answers it. But people say, Dr. Hank, where's my stuff? That God didn't answer it. And where's my stuff? Well, where it is, it's in energy form. And we need to do step 4. The only other thing besides this thinking is we need to do what I call ABE. Allow, believe, and expect. Expect it. Allow it, believe it, and expect it. And then step 5 is you receive it. Ask, receive. The Father does the work, and you just need to allow it, believe it.
I love those 5 steps. So I want to ask you this. For those who are now freaking out, I feel like people are going to be like, but how do I keep my feelings up here, and not going, shoot, I just, paid all my bills. And now how do I shift that so that I stay in that higher vibe to allow the process to continue versus ejecting out every time?
You bet, Jennifer. You bet. And the beauty is, so see, even that thought is actually the committee thought, because now it's worry on, oh, gee, I'm going to get, and now you're thinking about what you don't want. But here's the easy answer. All you have to do is ask. I want to feel better today. I want to have better feeling thoughts today, and they will be delivered to you. See, we've been taught that we got to do that, we got to figure it out ourselves. That our only responsibility is to identify, it's kind of the 5 W's, what and why we want it. Get that energy going. Here's what I want. I want more money to be able to have more freedom, to be able to have more choices and variety in my life. And then allow the divine to do the who, when, and where. Who,
Right.
when, and where. In other words, it's the how is the divine, and get out of the way. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why if you say 1.2 million, the divine saying, well, hell, we were going to give you 5 million.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So would someone then say, because I know there are people that are going to need help with this wording,
Yeah.
to change their emotions, Dr. Hank, could they say, I don't want to feel negative in this moment. I want to feel prosperous about money. I don't want, is there,
Yeah.
because in some practices out there, there is
Yeah.
strongholds on how you say what
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. And so it's really easy and let me give you a broader perspective first about life, and then it'll be easier to understand this, that we all signed up for this, that we signed up to come to this amazing world. And in this world, that there is everything that we want. And hear these words, because and let them understand any and everything that you want is here. But there is also everything that we don't want in this world. We have to brush up against what we don't want, what I call contrast, in order to birth these new thoughts and feelings of what we do want that brings a brighter future to us. And so most people, that when they rub up against contrast, they sit in their pity party and they
Mhm.
Facebook about it and they talk to people about it and they're thinking about it all the time, et cetera. And they're not going where the divine went. And where the divine went is understood what you want. So in practical terms, that like if you're not feeling very good, that you simply say, and don't put a charge into it, you simply say, this is what I don't want. And then you ask, what do I want? Ooh. And you will all of a sudden be given some thoughts that are what you want. And all of a sudden, some people will talk to you, and you will attract people, circumstances, and events that will give you this higher, better life. We all have brighter futures if we just flow with the
Right.
Lord, if we just flow with the divine, and that recognize that I have kind of people say, oh, Dr. Hank, you're in the middle. Well, you got all this stuff, you got all these, 1,000 people, all this blah, 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 blah. And they think I don't have contrast. If I don't have contrast, I'm out of here.
Right. And so
And that yeah.
I was going to say, in contrast, for some people would be considered, I would say, shadow work. Do you think?
Considered what?
I would think that the contrast that you're talking about could also, to split that language for some people, could be considered like their shadow work. They're,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
what
Yeah.
we're here to overcome certain things to get the whole
Yeah.
mission of the podcast. We have our
Yeah.
challenges to get to that empowered life, but we have to
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
through and get the lesson. And I always say the blessing. There's a lesson and a blessing in everything.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we take
Yeah.
that moment to really
Yeah.
align with it.
Absolutely. You bet. And this growth here, that when we have this contrast that all of us will always have, that it actually, what it does, it grows our thought and grows our emotions. And this growth puts the eternity into the divine God, all of us. That's why we're eternal beings. So, and a lot of people say, hey, like what you would think that most people, the greatest fear would be to die. Okay. I've been in I've been to the other side 3 times, and every time it's delightful. It's not
I
just
love
this
it.
bright
You're
light.
like,
It
sign me
just
up.
yeah, it feels so good. You're just surrounded with love. You're pure love. Who all of us are underneath all of this. Our committee and our heart that has guards on it and locks and chains around our heart. All of that is gone. We have no resistant thoughts, and we're in pure, and so people would call heaven. And so, like, there's unfear that the next phase is even better. Okay, and so it's like, why don't we just enjoy ourselves? It's like this committee has us where it's like somebody's got a gun at our head ready to shoot us. There
Right.
is no
Gosh, I
gun.
just had this most powerful thought, download that came through when you said that. If
Yeah.
only people, if only we were shown, talked to, that this is only one part of your journey.
Yeah.
That's it. Earth is just Earth school. It's one part of your journey. There's
Yeah.
so much more prior. We don't remember that yet, but that's
Yeah.
okay. And
Right.
so much more to come that I
Yeah.
feel like people would embrace and have, and I do feel as a society, that's where a lot of us are shifting to, or helping
Yeah.
getting other people to shift to that
That's where
aspect.
you are and your
Hmm.
audience, because we all attracted each other. And I have been blessed to understand life and how it plays and how we can have it play the way that we want it. And so, for all of us to gather together and realize that we're all these divine beings, we're all angelic. Now, we're also can be the opposite of that, but we're just going to focus on, man, I love everybody. I had a lady the other day who I was helping and guiding and supporting and loving. And she said, I walk around this lake every day, and there's some, and this is her terms, she said, and there's some Indian people from India, and they walk around the lake and they don't pay any attention to me, and they're just really rude. I try to say hi and they don't do it. And I said, well, sure. The way that you're thinking about them, like calling them Indian people, why don't you love them? Just start thinking about these people are just like you. They want to be loved and everything. So last week she says to me, I'm walking around the lake in the same kind of similar. And the Indians, these people now, they put their hand on their heart and they bow to me. And I go bow to them. And I go, oh my God, these are divine beings. See, we can change anything to include people. That all it is, we create our own experience on what we're thinking, that everybody is divine and loving. And if you say that, but if you want to fight that and say, oh, well, so and so is, and never,
Right.
that then you're right. Whatever you're thinking, you're right. You're going to get it, whether you want it or not. So
Could
let's
you,
think good thoughts.
right,
Yeah.
Dr. Hank, could you imagine, everybody, just hang with me for a minute, that the
Yeah.
next time someone says something to you, they've just watched the news, they've come home from the grocery store and they say, ba, 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 and there's definite negativity in that, low vibration.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Mhm.
but you know what? Everyone is a divine, loving being.
Yeah.
No, what is someone going to come back and say to that?
Well, so
You've stumped somebody so much that you have planted the biggest root to
yeah.
just leave with them. I think
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that for the rest of today, Dr. Hank.
Okay.
Every,
Then
like, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Everyone is a divine, loving being.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And for you to say that about how you believe, absolutely. Now, if you tell them, hey, everybody's divine, they'll dig in their heels and they'll say, oh no, and their committee will take over. And you can never
Mm-hmm.
fight with the committee because the
Oh
committee is doing
no.
it. So but even what is better is to, when they come home and they're upset over, the shopping or whatever, is you be thinking, oh, you just be thinking, you don't have to say anything, that I just love them. They are so divine. And I'm going to go give them a hug, or whatever the thought comes to you when you're thinking these good feeling thoughts about them. And you'll see that you'll raise their vibration. I have a funny story, and I had my father-in-law, first time to meet my father-in-law, and my wife is talking to me on the way there and saying about this guy, my dad, he's not going to talk to you. And I thought, if I tell her, oh no, he's going to talk to me, she's going to dig in her heels. So I don't say anything to her, but I'm saying, this guy's going to talk to me. And she goes, he won't shake your hand. He's going to shake my hand. We'll be there 15 minutes and we're going to leave. We're going to be there a long time. We're going to have a blast. Okay. So everything she said, I went, so I am so fired up to see this guy. And I walk in and she's had 30 years or whatever of experience with, boys and whatever, and that she's brought home and how he is. But I am so fired up that within a minute, it takes again a minute for this to take effect. Within a minute, he starts talking to me. And he pretty as soon he starts calling me by my first name. She said he wouldn't call me by my first name. Next thing I know, I go to him. He said, "Hey, come on into my office. Let me show you some stuff." And he goes, "I can show you my guns." And I'm thinking, I hope this stuff really works.
Right. How far did I take this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so we come walking out. He has his arm around me and we're laughing away and everything. And my wife is looking at me like, oh my God, something's wrong. So we're there for an hour and a half, have a blast. We get in the car. And my wife says, listen, I'm really worried about my dad. I go, really? What's wrong? She goes, well, I think he's really sick. And I said, why? Did your mom say something? She goes, no, he was just too nice to you.
I love it.
Yeah. So we have the power to really have it the way that we want it. We can have the money, we can have the love, the relationships that we want. It's all in the power of our thought. And so, again, the Joy Shop is an easy first step for you, for all of us to take to do that. I do my Joy Shop every morning. I'm flying with my angel. And literally, when I get out of bed, I'm just flying with my angels and so happy and free from the committee, free from this world and other people's committee and mass consciousness. And when you have that freedom, then because our soul wants three things, the growth, it's going to automatically happen. The second thing wants freedom. And you now, all of us, because of our time together today, that we have become more free and realized we don't have to listen to that committee. We're free from the committee. And then the prize is you will start experiencing more joy.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Hank, I could just talk to you for weeks, months, years, for sure. I have a question for you, / a request to see, because clearly you have stated how closely you work with the archangels and channeling
Yeah.
with the divine intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a message that the divine intelligence archangels would like to bring through for us today?
Yeah. Yeah. But so again, how to do that, and we can all do that just close your eyes, breathe in deeply. Oh, and as you breathe out, just relax your body. And let's breathe in again. And now let us open as we breathe out. Just open up your crown and allow the divine loving energy flow into each one of us now. And it shares with from us to you that have simply asked for good feeling thoughts, simply asked to feel better, and monitor your beautiful feelings. We're here to show you the way, to guide you to the light, to all of your desires. And we love you all, and we are here for you all. And we so adore each one of you, divine creators. You mean so much to all of humanity, to all of us, that you are so divine. And we thank you for your perfect lives and for the brave courage that you have to live these lives and to rise above and walk with us. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. And will you share with our amazing community your contact information so that they can get in touch with you, grab your book, all the goodies?
Sure. The easiest way, and really just have the courage to do this, call me. That people think, oh, I'm this and that and can't do that's just resistant thoughts. I'm available. I have plenty of time. Why? Because I say I have plenty of time and then I do. So my cell number is 214-753-7204. Call me, talk, see, what you got out of this. And we'll talk about the wanted and how I can maybe help you become your greatest possibility. You can also email me, Dr. Hank, a real easy one, drhank at drhank.biz, B-I-Z. and then you can have a YouTube. On the YouTube channel, you can see a lot with like the Master Heart family and a group of similar-minded people and learn about this teaching that is easy and that will bring you everything that you desire. And my books are on Amazon. And there's a book actually called Good Feeling Thoughts. And every day of the year, and so today on June 11th, there's 7 good feeling thoughts. 7 is a spiritual number, and 7 good feeling thoughts that thousands of people around the world have used to uplift them. And so that's an easy way in order to get a hold of me. And I can't wait to hear from you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And as always, all of Dr. Hank's information will be over in the show notes. So you can head over there, write everything down, give him a call, send him an email. I'll have his website over there too, so that you can click over there and have all the links to his books. Dr. Hank, thank you so much for your insights, for your energies today.
Jennifer, thank you.
This
I
has just been,
appreciate you and love you.
thank you so much. This has been so amazing. I feel so high as a kite. I'm so happy. I love to fly this high. Thank
Here we
you.
go, baby. We're off, and it's going to only get better, everybody. I love you
Amen.
all.
Oh, thank you so much. We love you too, Dr. Hank. And as we say,
Thank you.
until next time, may you live an
Woo-hoo.
empowered life from within.
Yeah. Love you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Empowered Within with Jennifer Pilates. Your feedback is important. It helps me to connect with you and gives me insight into who you are and what you're enjoying about the show. For today's show notes and discount codes from today's sponsors, head over to jenniferpilates.com. Until next time, may you live an empowered life from within. What if your wellness practice could feel like a sacred return instead of another thing on your to-do list? Welcome to the Jennifer Pilates Wellness Studio, your on-demand sanctuary for realignment, healing, and empowerment. Inside, you'll find a unique fusion of Pilates-based movement, Reiki-infused meditations, and mindful body practices designed to support the woman over 40, living with more energy, ease, and alignment. This isn't just fitness. This is full body, whole being recalibration. Whether you've been feeling out of sync, burned out, or just craving a space that gets you, this is for you. With flexible monthly and annual memberships, you can begin wherever you are and grow from within. Start today at jenniferpilates.com. You don't need to do it all. You just need a place to come home to yourself. This is that place.